has come. For 300 years, we prepared, we grew stronger. While you rested in your cradle of power.
So while the American comic book industry continues to focus on stuff like this, Emilia Clarke's mom, Mother of Madness, where the hero swings from armpit hair like Spider-Man, which is really, really gross, by the way. Japanese manga keeps dominating the market. It's really funny. It's not really that hard to just put out a good story that's interesting, and it'll sell. But American comics, they're not selling. Nobody wants American comics. And if they do, they only want Batman. They only want Batman. And I'll show you that chart in a second. So once again, for the month of May, manga dominated the charts. If you remember in April, ICV2 posted the numbers for books sold, and it was all manga again. This time, though, that time it was mostly Demon Slayer and a few other things. This month, Attack on Titan takes the top. It's almost like people are discovering new things. I think it's so pathetic that the comic book industry, they just don't get it. And they keep doubling down on stuff like this. They think because, well, you know, we can get an article in Variety and maybe that will sell. You had the top movies of all time for 10 years. For 10 years. And you couldn't capitalize on it at all. Even once again, they're killing off Doctor Strange. In the fall, I did a video on that. Go check it out. When Doctor Strange 2 comes to theaters, Doctor Strange won't be in the comic book. Okay, and this is what happened most of the time for 10 years when the Marvel movies were at their peak. Oh, cool. I'm going to go pick up an Iron Man comic. I sure did like that Iron Man movie. Let's go see what this character's all about. Go pick up an Iron Man comic. What is it? It's a teenage black girl named Ironheart. Okay. Not in her own book, which would be fine. I wouldn't have a problem with that. No. She took over the Iron Man comic book. It was the same with the Hulk. Hulk got changed. I don't want to get too much into that, but it's just funny to me that you have probably the biggest cultural phenomenon in decades, and you didn't capitalize on it. Now you've pretty much completely lost your market. So let's take a look at May. Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, always dominating. My Hero Academia, of course, and like I said, and that's volume 1, by the way. I always like to point out My Hero Academia because that's the comic that Marvel should have been doing. A bunch of teenage superheroes in a school. What does that remind you of? Oh, yeah, it's called X-Men. If you go pick up an X-Men comic, what do you get right now? A 12-issue series of them all having almost effing dinner. Right? Effing dinner. That's what you get. You go pick up My Hero Academia, what do you get? You get gigantic fights. I wonder why that one's doing well. And then Attack on Titan again. Spy X Family, My Hero Academia, Tokyo Ghoul, Demon Slayer, Toilet Bound, Demon Slayer. Como Can't Communicate, Hunter x Hunter, My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, and My Hero Academia. If you want to see how superheroes are doing, you got to go to their own chart now. And I almost wonder if this chart got made because ICV2 was so embarrassed for the comic book industry that they decided to create a top 20 superheroes graphic novels list. That's where you got to go. And what's funny, if you go to this, it's all Batman. All Batman related, except for Watchmen, which is number 1. Batman Who Laughs, Godzilla, Batman, Deceased, Dark Knights, The Batman. It's all Batman. That's it. It's like the only comic that people still care about. Batman. Got Sandman in there. Watchmen again. I'd also like to point out it's all DC stuff too, by the way. No Marvel books. Pretty sure not one Marvel book in that top 20 list. Marvel's dead. Sure, they still sell some stuff here and there, but there's nothing from Marvel in this top 20. And this is supposed to be the big market, the graphic novels. Hell, they make all of the comics format to this model now. So every single issue comic reads as if it was made for a graphic novel, because it is. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So even on the actual superhero chart, which isn't based on competing sales, which in my opinion, it should be there should just be one comics chart. But they're so embarrassed for comics, they had to go and make their own. You know, I think this is going to continue. Like, everyone's just leaving American comics in the dust. And it's kind of sad. It really is kind of sad, because these were great characters that you could have done a lot of stuff with, and they're just letting them die, and they're content to do it. And you have the Japanese taking it all up. You know, this push animes up there too. I just did a video on how that's become 30% more popular than it was last year. Like, year over year, it continues to grow in popularity. Comic book market is completely lost. Go walk into a Barnes and Nobles and you'll see exactly what I'm saying, because they have a whole area dedicated to manga, and then this itty bitty little shelf for heroes, and it's so clustered and messy, and it's just a joke. So crazy stuff. We'll keep following this. I can't wait to see June's. Who's going to take the top spot this time? You know, Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia are going to be all over the place. But what's funny is, you know, a lot of number one volumes always in the top 20. These are people going to these books for the first time. Okay? These are people saying, I want to check out some new stuff, so they're picking this up. My Hero Academia, consistently always number one. Or volume 1, consistently always on these charts. Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. All these number one mangas are on here consistently every month. That's new people jumping on. That's embarrassing. And the people that are in comics, they should be embarrassed. They really should be. Because there's no reason that comic books and American comic book characters shouldn't be dominated in America. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.